Nothing brings the family closer during the holidays than a good meal shared together, and you're always looking for unique things to serve to your family, and we'll continue that series now. We've spoken about a number of dishes so far, including the stuffing and the turkey, and now we take it to yet another area of the holiday meal.
Yeah, I think people are always looking for a way, Mike, to create something very simple and very, very good for the holidays. There's all kinds of traditional stuff out there like pumpkin pie and pecan pie, and that stuff is great too. But if you want to do something quick, maybe like after a holiday party or something, like the next day, do something new. I've got an apple and Craison, that's a sun-dried cranberry, crumble with a little like ice cream or whipped cream, something like that would be great. And I also want to show you a side dish that you can do that's very easy. It's one of our most popular things at Christopher's. A lot of people think it's yams, but it's actually roasted butternut squash with a little graham cracker crumb toasted on top. I'm starting with Granny Smith apples. You can also use Golden Delicious apples. Golden Delicious apples are a little bit sweeter. These are a little bit tarter, so I like the tart apples. Mike, I'm going to show you a quick way to core an apple too. You don't need a fancy core or anything like that. I don't actually peel these apples. I just give them a good wash. We're just going to cut this apple in half, then in a quarter, and then we're just going to place one little cut like that. And there it is. You know, the core's out for at least that quarter. We're going to do it just like that. All right, Mike, now we're going to butter this casserole dish. Generously, you're going to put butter all over the sides. Now, if you can find a spatula that does this at home better than my hands, then
yeah. And this is to brown it or to keep it from sticking?
Keep it from sticking
Flavor?
And add flavor.
Okay.
That's correct. Gonna go ahead and add our apples, and we want those almost to the top there because this does melt down. Pretty good. You can see that you don't have to take a lot of time with this at all. It's just coarse chopped apples. Now I'm gonna add sun-dried cranberries. These are called Craisins. Now this, Mike, is the most important part. People could probably forget the apples and the Craisins. They want to skip to this part. This is the crumble mixture. And this is a very simple, what we call a 3-2-1 recipe. It's on the website, but it's 3 parts flour, 2 parts sugar, and 1 part butter, soft butter. And you just keep mixing the butter and the sugar and the flour together until it becomes like what we call peas and sand. So we're going to put this on. Just put it right on the top, just like this. And literally this dish just takes, I mean, moments to prepare, and your guests will love it. You can sprinkle sugar right in that step right before. You can sprinkle a couple of tablespoons of sugar over the apple, and actually I probably recommend that.
It neutralizes the tartar?
Yeah, I think if you like a little bit sweeter, matter of fact, I recommend go ahead and sprinkling a couple of tablespoons of sugar over those apples before adding this topping here. Now I'm building that a little bit high. Probably could have put a little bit less, but building that a little bit high so when it bakes down, it'll make a nice presentation.
And how long does the baking process take?
This takes at 350 degrees. It takes about 40 minutes to cook properly. We want a nice brown color. After about 30 minutes or so, we're going to sprinkle some brown sugar on it, and that makes a nice kind of a crunchy, and it also adds a little bit more color too. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and add that in the oven now, 350 degrees for about 30 minutes, so we'll bring it out, put some brown sugar on it.
All right, we have the apple Craison crumble that's being prepared behind us, kind of a dessert type dish, and now we go to the side dish.
Yes, one of the most famous, I say famous dishes that we do at Christopher's, the dish that we get so many requests for is our butternut squash that we put on all of our plates for part of our vegetable preparations. A lot of people think it's yams, but it's actually butternut squash. You want to go ahead and cut that in half, and all we do, we've got an oiled sheet pan here, and all we're going to do is lay this on a sheet pan. We're going to pop that in the oven and let that roast for about 45 minutes. All right, Mike, we've taken that crumble out. See, it's a little bit light over here. We're going to add some brown sugar now, so that gets some more sweetness and a little bit of crunch. Just a little bit of brown sugar. We're going to pop that back in the oven and let that sugar caramelize and finish cooking the apples. All right, Mike, we're ready to put together our butternut squash casserole. We took the seeds out, scraped the meat out, and mashed it. We've added a little bit of butter in there, a little bit of salt and pepper, and a little bit of brown sugar. This is a combination of brown sugar, graham cracker crumbs, and pecans. It's 2 parts cracker crumbs, 1 part sugar, and a half a part of pecans. So that just goes right over the top, just like this. Now I know this looks a lot like your yams and stuff like that, but you know we're not putting marshmallows, and this has graham cracker crumbs. It is different, I promise you. Okay, we're going to pop that in the oven about 375 degrees for about 20 minutes, or just until the center is hot and we've got a nice crust.
All right, it's time now to put the finishing touches on the meal with the dessert. This is the apple Craison, and right now I'm seeing you put together some things here that are very simple but add a lot when you talk about presentation.
Absolutely, and time is everything during the holidays. You know, you want to be able to sit down and enjoy yourself. That's why I've tried to show you some things you can do very simply and not take up so much time. So let's just cut into this. All right, Mike, now we've got our nice red and white crumble there. I'm going to serve this with vanilla ice cream today because that's what we like. And you can just jazz this up with a little mint. Now you can also use that custard sauce that I was telling you about also. You just serve that just like that.
And what is that?
This is just powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar, okay, got it.
And that is, that's going to be a fantastic dessert for your family on the holidays. Good stuff.
That's really a nice touch there as you wrap up your holiday meal. And certainly we don't expect you to remember all of these recipes and everything that goes in them. We've shown you the way to put those together, but if you'd like to access this recipe and others, they're available on the website at kbtx.com. Just click on to Christopher's Kitchen, and don't forget to join us next time for another great creative recipe right out of Christopher's Kitchen from Christopher Lampo.